Ted finds out that Billy Zabka dropped ink all over a picture of himself so that he could be the hero and save the autographed Wayne Gretzky picture that Barney had gotten as a wedding present for Robin. Which, what a great gift! You know, they don't talk about it much, but you know, Barney acknowledging a piece of Canadian culture as having significance and worth and value. Awesome! You know, they find out that it's Zabka who had this idea of, he says, oh, I was the bad guy in every 80s movie and everybody hated me for it and they always booed me on the street. You know, first of all, even though he was the bad guy in all those movies, he was still a movie star. You know, I have a hard time believing that has basis in truth. Even you know, Tom Wilson, who played Biff in the Back to the Future movies, he made a joke in one of his songs that people would come up to him and ask him to call up their friends and call them buttheads on their answering machines.
Can we take your picture? Come on, look mean. Would you call my friend a butthead on his answering machine? Hey!
You know, even if not everyone cheers for the bad guy, people love villains and they get really invested in villain characters. So I have a hard time believing that Zabka was unpopular. Maybe he was, I don't know. But it was such a small story. Honestly, it kind of felt like this.
I don't want to be the bad guy anymore.
That's the thing, it felt very much like a children's story. It had the stakes of a children's story, the resolution of a children's story, set up and then immediately wrapped up within the scope of the 30 minutes, like a cartoon. And I guess what bothers me about that is, as much as I hated Bro Mitzvah, the only thing I liked about that episode was when Zabka ripped off the clown costume and stood in front of Barney, and Barney hugged his hero, and it was badass. It was so awesome, and I was happy to see Zabka there in the poker game, but at the same time I was kind of wondering why he was there. And with every subsequent appearance of Zabka on the show, he gets less and less badass. And I guess what's kind of dangerous about that is, yeah, he's playing himself, but he's playing himself as a character who exists within the world of How I Met Your Mother. It wasn't a bad story, it was just very small. You know, Ted ultimately takes the fall and lets Zabka be the hero, and Zabka's appreciative, but I guess it kind of had me thinking, well, because of this admission of Ted's, is Barney gonna strip his best man status away and give it back to Zabka? No. Ted's still the best man, as he should be, but you know, Ted took a risk when he covered for Zabka, but he didn't lose anything. He didn't really gain anything, so kind of made me wonder what was the point. Again, not a bad story, just kind of weak and small. And I guess that's how I would describe this episode on the whole, just weak and small. It wasn't a bad episode, in fact, it was one of my favorites from this season so far. Let me know what you thought. I hope you're enjoying it. Looks like we're about halfway through. Yeah, let me know what you thought, and until next time, take care.